Nintendo is one of the oldest video game companies in existence. The Big N's home console run began in the third generation with the NES, the system that saved gaming. Let's take a look at how many physical titles have sold on each Nintendo home console worldwide. Keep in mind that this data is up to December 2015. Let's begin with the Famicom, better known as the NES outside of Japan. First released in 1983, it isn't just a granddaddy of all Nintendo systems, but it's the console that's pretty much responsible for resurrecting the video game industry. In Japan, there were 49 first-party games, 698 third-party games, and 300 royalty games, giving us a total of 1,047 games in all. In North America, there were 72 first-party games, 590 third-party games, and 17 royalty games, giving us a total of 679 titles in all. In Europe, there were 88 first-party games and 263 third-party games, no royalty titles. This gives us a total of 351 games in all. The Super Famicom, also known as the Super NES, was first released in 1990. Being capable of rendering 16-bit titles and giving birth to the X, Y, A, and B button format that we know today, the SNES proudly carried on the legacy of its predecessor. In Japan, there were 30 first-party games and a whopping 1,368 third-party games, giving us a total of 1,398. In North America, there were 52 first-party games and 667 third-party games, giving us a total of 719 titles in all. And in Europe, there were 73 first-party games and 471 third-party games, giving us a total of 554 titles in all. 1996 gave us the Nintendo 64. It was a groundbreaking system because it was the first time we got to see the amazing worlds of Nintendo's characters rendered in full 3D. Combine that with the creation of the Rumble Pack along with Platinum class titles like Ocarina of Time and GoldenEye 007, and the N64 can rightfully be considered as one of the greatest consoles ever. In Japan, there were 43 first-party games, 152 third-party games, and 1 royalty game. This gives us a total of 196. In North America, there were 53 first-party games and 244 third-party games, giving us a total of 297. In Europe, there were 55 first-party games and 193 third-party games, giving us a total of 248 titles in all. Retro home consoles were known for being big, bulky boxes that typically weren't all that attractive. So in 2001, Nintendo decided to get creative, and thus created a console with a little bit of a personality. Dubbed the Purple Lunchbox, the GameCube sported a handle which made it super easy for taking it over to your friend's house for an all-night session of Super Smash Bros. Melee. And let's not forget that it's also the birthplace of the Wavebird, ridding us of the wires that turned living room floors into jungles. There were 55 first-party games released in Japan, along with 220 third-party games. This gives us a total of 275. In North America, there were 48 first-party games and 504 third-party games, giving us a total of 552. In Europe, there were 47 first-party games and 406 third-party games, giving us a total of 453 titles in all. Remember that time Nintendo took over the world? Of course you do. The Wii came in 2006 and ended up becoming a worldwide phenomenon seemingly overnight. The little white box introduced people of all ages to the world of video games, all thanks to the motion controls made possible by the Wii Remote. Wii Sports, a game that even Grandma knows, remains one of the highest selling games ever. In Japan, there were 76 first-party games and 387 third-party games, giving us a total of 463. In North America, there were 55 first-party games and 1,206 third-party games, giving us a total of 1,261. In Europe, there were 64 first-party games and 1,203 third-party games, giving us a total of 1,267 titles in all. Released back in 2012, the Wii U hasn't done anywhere near as well as its predecessor. Even so, the console has still managed to build a library of exclusives that can only be classified as nothing short of amazing. While its user base remains small, they have proven to be a loyal crowd, considering the fact that the console has such a high attach rate. So far, there have been 35 first-party games released in Japan, along with 67 third-party games, giving us a total of 102 titles so far. In North America, there have been 36 first-party games and 114 third-party games, giving us a total of 150 titles so far. In Europe, there have been 35 first-party games and 105 third-party games, giving us a total of 140 titles so far.